So for all you fucking MAGA snowflakes that voted for Trump for the economy, for gas prices and cheaper eggs, I want to tell you something that you probably don't know because you don't know how to do research. Trump announced his 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada today, and that sounds great, wonderful, except for the fact that only about 10% of the oil that we use in the US comes from the Middle East. You know where the rest of it comes from? Mexico and fucking Canada. So guess what? When gas prices are up at 45% in the next 6 months, I'm going to go around and I'm going to stick those stupid fucking stickers that you guys put on the gas pumps during COVID when Biden was president. Only this time it's going to have Trump's face and it's going to say, I did that. And you guys are going to have to fucking look at it and I'm going to laugh.
When are you people going to understand that when the President of the United States says that he is putting a 10% global tariff on products, the other countries are not going to be paying that? We are going to be paying that as punishment for the Supreme Court not agreeing with him.
He's got that dookie touch. Everything he touches turns to shit. Yeah, he done bankrupted this country, kids. 57 businesses of his own and then a whole country. We can't even pay our bills according to the Federal Reserve. Remember when he said we made trillions of dollars on the tariffs? Yeah, apparently him and his billionaire investment buddies, they're the ones that got that money. No sitting president has ever made more than Donald Jackass Trump. He's made $4 billion since his presidency, and he's only been in office for 13 fucking months. Hey, MAGA, in my comments, name one thing that Donald Trump has done to better you, this country, and the future of the United States of America. And you cannot say he's going to put $1,000 in the bank for my kid, because the banks are going to profit from that, because the FDIC can no longer back the US dollar because it lost 11 cents. You can't use that. So there's going to be nothing but what? Crickets in my comments.
This Trump supporter is finding out the hard way. Josh Smith runs Montana Knife Co. He voted for Trump, probably thinking that America First would help small manufacturers like him, but instead, he just got hit with a $77,000 tariff, just for buying a machine from Germany that he literally can't get in the US. He really thought the guy who's bankrupted multiple casinos was going to help him and his small business? What a moron. Only 2 companies in the world make a blade grinding machine that he needs, and they're both in Germany. Thanks to Trump's EU tariffs, Josh has to pay an extra 15%. But wait, it gets better. He used to buy his steel from a US-based company in New York, but that company went bankrupt, and now his steel comes from Sweden. And you guessed it, Trump slapped a tariff on that one too, to the tune of 50%, starting next year. Dang, Josh, you just can't stop winning. And to be honest, I thought this whole thing was about buying American first. Why aren't you just manufacturing the machine you need, Josh? Sounds pretty easy based off how Trump puts it. If Trump loved small businesses so much, then why is he putting in so many policies that make it harder to stay afloat? Seems to me like voting for the guy who's never had a successful business in his life isn't going to care about saving or helping yours.
Tariff is making headline. But for many Americans, the biggest impact is being felt at home. Alright, in this video, we'll look at the story of people who say they never expected the tariff to affect their everyday life, most especially the MAGA voters. From, higher price to financial strain, and why some are now questioning the real cost of tariff. Alright, let's watch some of this clip. Please don't forget to like my video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Alright, let's get into it.
Alright, so if you shopped at Walmart recently, they're doing this shady thing where they take all the perforated pieces off the tags, but every once in a while you'll find one that still has the actual price left on it, but they're marking it up.
So I went to my local Target to see if they're doing it. Take a look. Look at that. All of the tags are ripped off. Look at that. $20. $20. Wait till you see the price increase. $35. That's double. That is double. That price went up twice as much. Trump campaigned on lowering prices. We have him on video, actually, right here.
If you want to bring the prices down, if you want to have a good life, vote for Trump.
All of these companies are coming out and saying that they are going to massively massively increase the cost of their goods, including on essentials. All of these suckers are saying, that's okay, just wait, guys. Trust the plan. Trust the process. And they don't know what a fucking regressive tax system is. I gotta hand it to them, though. Only Donald Trump can cut taxes for the ultra wealthy, shift the tax burden to the working and middle classes, and raise their taxes. And not only are they gonna be okay with it, but they're gonna fucking thank him. These suckers are gonna thank him. Yeah, good job. Good job, guys. Trump's economy, paid for by fucking suckers.
I have no sales tax. That's an incorrect statement. She knows that. We're doing tariffs.
Is that true that it wouldn't be a sales tax? Tariffs have been the star of Trump's campaign for a minute now. It's basically his answer to solve any problem, from immigration to inflation to childcare. But he keeps saying that it's a cost to another country, and that's not correct. As a reminder, tariffs are taxes, but they require American businesses to pay a tax to the government to import certain goods from other countries. But that's not all. They then raise their prices to accommodate the tax, essentially passing the buck onto us, the consumers. And that's what has most researchers concerned. See, based on Trump's concepts, middle-income families would likely face a tax increase of $3,900. Not only that, Trump's proposed tariffs would most likely increase unemployment, wipe out 675,000 jobs, and put the U.S. into a recession. So it's much worse than a sales tax. There's a reason experts are saying that this would be catastrophic for the economy.
Hey Michigan, President Trump announced he's planning to put tariffs on our closest trading partners. I'm asking you to pay attention to the devastating impacts Trump's tariffs, otherwise known as a tax, are going to have on you and your family and our state. Michiganders are already struggling with high costs, and the last thing we need is for those costs to increase even more. President Trump's 25% tariffs will raise prices on cars, groceries, and energy for working families, and put countless jobs at risk. Experts are saying they'll hurt the American auto workers and Michigan's auto industry. That middle-class tax hike could cripple Michigan's economy, hit your bank account hard, and hurt other working families you know. I'm really proud of the progress that we've made in Michigan to lower costs, bring supply chains home, and grow our economy. And we're not done. I'll keep working with anyone to deliver on the kitchen table issues and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs.
I'm voting for the man that's going to take America back, baby, Donald J. Trump, man.
What's one of your biggest issues?
Probably going to be inflation, because I sell T-shirts and all that stuff.
Your T-shirts are made in the USA?
No, my blanks, no. See, that's the thing Trump's talking about. If we tax them, hit tariffs, the same item they're making over there will cost the same to make over here.
We pay the tariffs.
Well, the companies pay the tariffs, not us.
China doesn't pay the tariffs. We do when they come in.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Like if I'm buying 1,000 shirts from China and there's a tariff on it, I'm paying the tariff.
Well, no, whoever's getting it imported in is going to pay the tariffs.
Yeah. I'm the business owner. I'm paying the tariff. China doesn't pay it. I pay for it.
Well,
like if I'm the business owner and I buy 1,000 shirts,
I see what you're saying.
China's not Jolly. So I'm trying to explain.
Who pays the tariff? They're paying the tariff.
Do you think that? You believe that?
Because I was trying to say, because I sell merch as well.
I sell you something for $10, right? You're going to sell it to him for $20.
Exactly.
But then I make you pay me $15 for it. Are you still going to sell it to him for $20?
Am I going to sell it to him for $20?
If I raise the price $5.
Oh, it's going to have to go up.
Right. So
yeah, the consumer foots the bill.
Have a good day.
Who pays the tariffs?
The Chinese government pays the tariff.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I'm an importer and exporter for 20 years. When a product comes into the U.S., there's something called a tariff sheet.
Okay.
I, as the buyer of that product, follow U.S. law and pay the tariff. I'm an American citizen, an American taxpayer. I pay that tariff to the U.S. government, and that increase in the cost, I then sell to you for a higher price because I've got to cover that tariff.
Then what about?
There is
then
no.
What do you say? Our tariffs are higher when they go overseas as opposed to theirs coming here.
Tariffs are never a zero-sum game. Tariffs are a tool. For example, you might say you want to sell us your beans.
Yeah.
We are going to give you a low tariff if you buy our corn, but the cost of the tariff is ultimately always borne by the consumer.
Don't you think at the end of the day there may be more competition within the market of the U.S. government?
And you're confusing the question. This is not a question of competition. The point we're discussing is who bears the cost of the tariff.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you if it's good policy for the U.S. government to tax beans and for the Chinese government to tariff corn. But what I can absolutely assure you is that a product that comes into the U.S. is paid for by a U.S. company, and the increased cost of that is borne by all of us. I am an importer and exporter. I do it for a living.
Okay. Then what's the alternative if at one point in our country's history was tariffs that paid for our economy?
tariffs don't pay for your economy.
But they did. We didn't have income taxes before.
That was before we had municipal infrastructure.
Correct. My understanding is that the tariff is lopsided to benefit other countries as opposed to ours. The suggestion is just to bring it up to make it equal.
That's why you have free trade agreements, right?
Right.
But it doesn't mean that even within the free trade agreement, they are not tariff. If there's one thing you should take away from this extended conversation is you are always paying the tariff.
You know what? I'm not educated in that. Fair enough.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
That's good.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Rural America, I hope you're watching. Farmers and ranchers, I hope you're watching, because you're being gaslit right out of existence. Hey guys, my name's Will. This is the Back 40, and let's talk about it. Nothing summarizes, nothing epitomizes, nothing represents the gaslighting that's happening to farmers and ranchers in rural America better than the Chinese trade deal that was announced today. Can you imagine a situation in rural America at any job you hold or on any farm and ranch in this country where you could be praised, lifted up, and put on a pedestal for creating a problem, blowing up the entire economy by creating that problem, backing away from your stance that created the problem, and in the end, claiming a victory because you had to back down? That's exactly what just happened today. In rural America, farmers and ranchers, I hope you're watching, because all of America is going to pay the price, but you're going to pay a very special price. And the media plays along. Headline after headline today that Trump got his trade deal with China. And oh, what a trade deal it was. He raised the tariffs to 145%. China pushed back, raising reciprocal tariffs of their own. Farmers and ranchers lost $1.6 billion in beef sales. And Australia stepped in to fill the gap. Markets that will not come back again. Are you listening, farmers and ranchers? Up to 80% of corn crop exports gone. 37 billion metric tons of soybeans sold overseas, gone. Brazil, which used to sell China 13% of their row crop reserves and consumptibles, now sells them 43%, and those markets will not be back. Pork sales down. The threats of fowl sales, chicken, turkey, etc., going down. And what did we gain as a result? The administration admits that China gave up not one single concession to get this deal. Not one. All that happened is that the two sides agreed to lower these tariffs and to back off for 90 days, at which time they would begin to start talking about the longer term issues. So again, just to summarize, we raised tariffs on China 145%. China reciprocated and raised tariffs on the United States. Foreign markets went away that will never come back again. And billions of dollars in American agricultural sales are gone forever. All of it. All of it. So that the president and this administration, which understand agriculture and rural America about as much as I understand brain surgery and how to walk past a Shoney's all-you-can-eat breakfast bar without dipping into the biscuits and gravy, all so that they could claim a victory based on giving up, turning tail and running, rolling away with no wins, letting the Chinese show us up on the world stage, and caught in the wake, standing there in the diesel smoke, breathing in the fumes of failure, are the rural people of this country and farmers and ranchers, who more than any other group will suffer the consequences of what just happened over the past 3 months. And on top of that devastated economy, that billions of dollars in lost sales, that loss will be compounded by program after program after program designed to mitigate the risk associated with having an administration that doesn't understand rural America and agriculture. That damage will be mitigated by program after program after program going away, leaving farmers and ranchers, 30% of whom did not vote for this president, holding the bag. Many of them left with a hole in their farming and ranching budgets of anywhere from $10,000 to $300,000 because they signed a contract promising them that if they improved their operations, they'd be reimbursed for a proportion of those expenditures. Frozen, gone. Unless, of course, they were conservative farmers and ranchers screaming the loudest on social media, crying those crocodile tears. It's a sad state of affairs. And it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, or if you wouldn't touch politics with a 10-foot pole. You're going to suffer the consequences of this bad deal. It's time to wake up. It's time to admit you were lied to. We've got farmers in this country planting crops, not because they think they're going to sell them at a profit, but because they think they're going to get the highest amount in crop insurance for that crop when it's sold at a loss. It's time to wake up. It's time to put these culture wars aside and start voting in our best interest, because how much longer do we have with Wall Street and corporate ag and international companies standing on the sidelines waiting to buy up our small farms and ranches as they fail? As bankruptcies increase, as farmer and rancher unalivings increase in this term, just like they did in his last term, it's time to wake up. Join us here at the Back 40. Go to the Back 40 official, allspelledout.com, and join us in this fight. We can't lose very many more battles like this. We can't lose our farm programs. We can't lose SNAP in rural America. We can't lose Medicaid in rural America. We can't lose infrastructure investment in rural America. We can't allow reverse Robin Hood, where money is taken out of our rural schools and given to kids that are already attending private schools. The harm that will be done will be incalculable in rural America. And I, for one, am not going to stand idly by and watch it happen. And I want you to join me in the effort. It's time to stand up. It's time to put labels aside. It's time to do the right thing.
Hey, hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So before we start, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, so today we are talking about tariff and why some American says they are feeling the impact in a way they didn't expect. All right, tariffs are often promoted as a way to protect American industry, all right, and encourage companies to make more products at home. Supporters argue that they strengthen domestic manufacturing and reduce reliance on imports. But critics point out that tariffs can also increase costs for businesses that import goods and materials. Those higher costs may, eventually show up in the prices consumers pay for things like electronics, appliances, car, and everyday household items. That's why some Americans are saying, we thought other countries would pay the price, right? But now, why are we paying more at home? Of course, the full picture is more complicated. Economists continue to debate who ultimately bear the cost of tariff, and the effects can vary depending on the products, the industry, and how business respond, right? For many families, though, the biggest concern isn't the political debates, is whether they can still afford groceries, rent, fuel, and other daily expenses. The bigger question now is, do the long-term benefits of tariff outweigh the short-term costs for American consumers? Now, I want to know your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you think tariff help to protect American jobs, or do they end up, making life more harder and more expensive for every family? What do you think? All right, I would like you to share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and if you enjoyed this discussion, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Turn on your notification for more honest conversation about politics, economy, and the current event. Thanks for watching, and see you all in my next video. Bye. Love ya. Mwah.